This is funny though, watch this. All right, well, I must be living under a rock here, because I didn't even know these existed until I got my hands on one. We got our hands on a Vevor mag drill here. Never seen a mag drill up until about 20 minutes ago, so I'd have to say this is pretty new to me. Normally I just use the standard poor man's wrist breaker over here and drill your little heart out so your wrist either snaps or you're drilling too heavy duty of metal. So curious to see how a mag drill actually works. Drill some holes with this sucker. YouTube requires me to tell you that, well, I get things promoted, right? So Vevor sent this for free, and yeah, I sold my soul, but since my dignity was only worth about 200 bucks anyways, I think I got the better end of the deal. So looking at this particular model here, this set only came with 2 different bits. It came with a 1/2 and a 5/8. Some of the other ones come with 3, 4, 5, 10 different bits, big size up to 2 inches. As I did some little bit of research, mag drills, I mean, these things can drill some pretty large holes, 3-inch holes. I don't think you're gonna go that big on this one here. Now, assembly, pretty quick. I omitted the unboxing video because I find unboxing videos to be actually really, really boring. But just quick assembly here, added some anti-seize on these. Not that I'm gonna take it apart anytime soon. As well as right down here on the head, on these Allen heads, added a little bit of anti-seize in there because you're gonna be swapping out these bits pretty often. Now, on the back side, it uses a pretty simple design over here, Bowden tube, just like what you would see on a 3D printer, right into a quick disconnect airline hose. These are the same kind of quick disconnects that you'd actually find on a Bamboo Labs or Creality 3D printer, which it's crazy to see a lot of interchangeable parts across the industry, but I guess you use what's available, right? And here, we've got it on our little welding table here. Doesn't work on stainless steel, obviously, but it's a sequence of buttons and controls to get this thing running here. So right now it's just freely sitting here bouncing around. Now you would think you hit the on, right? It would turn on. Nope. You got to engage the magnet first. So that's on. Now it doesn't move. Moves the entire table. All right. Then we can engage the actual drill, and we have our left-right directional control. And that's on there. Now what I did find interesting is when you do turn it on, even though it's set all the way to the bottom, sometimes it spools up really fast and then it slows down. So that's kind of an interesting little thing that it's doing there. Don't know if that's right, don't know if that's wrong. Try the left side, and you can see how it goes up. There we go. Not too bad, about 100 decibels. All right, let's start with some real thin 14. I don't have a long piece here, but we're gonna work up to a bigger one here. That should hold that. We'll find out. It could just swing in my face. So it seems like it's got an automated speed controller on here, because as I start to drill in, it speeds up even further. Or what it could be is the drill's actually bogging down and it's just trying to keep the RPM. I'd say that was a pretty quick, clean hole for a 1/2-inch hole there. Typically, I'd be sitting here for about 10 minutes. Now, it ain't really that thick stuff, so let's get some thicker stuff to throw on there. So I've got some 1/4 inch here. I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna drill a hole, see how long this takes. That'll take about 15 seconds. Oh, wow, makes life so much easier. This is funny though, watch this. Let's take a closer look though. I'll act impressed if you're not. Those are some pretty clean holes there. And actually we're using a 5/8 bit. I know I keep saying 1/2 there. 1/4 inch with a 5/8 bit, but man, look at that. That's a clean little hole. All right, so getting it lined up, gotta watch your fingers. And we'll turn it on. All right, she's on. Oh man, we're destroying a pretty drill press made out of scrap steel. Ah, okay, so see how it bumps like that? So I'm guessing that's what this strap is for here. Put that on. You can see right here where the drill bumped there. We didn't have a pilot hole or nothing, but yeah, no reason to. It didn't do that when we did the horizontal cut. So we're gonna see if that strap will fix it. Yeah, nothing really holds it there. It bumps as soon as it grabs. Jumped right off of the hole there. So, yeah, look at that. So, not quite holding it on there, I can tell you that. So let's take this one step further. We're gonna drill just a little quick pilot hole here. Move this sucker up. See if that makes a difference. Yep. Doesn't grab. As soon as it hits that metal, starts walking its. Now, I know you saw that slide down. So dummy me went for the off button, which is right here next to the mag off button, and it slid all the way down there. So let's look at what it cut. That's what we got out of it on a side cut there. I'm gonna take this, we're gonna turn this on its side, and we're just gonna try to cut standard horizontal cut there. All right, so our sideways cutting on a 4x4 that housed a drill press that wasn't really quite level on the ground, wasn't quite that much of a success. But again, I'm not one that's gonna be probably cutting sideways, cutting upside down above my head or any of that. That's probably not what I personally use this tool for. Now for some others out there, they may be looking for that. Now this is a very, very niche item here, and if you've seen some of my previous reviews, you'll know that there's a lot of tools I come across that I didn't know existed, or I didn't know that I needed it until I was able to get my hands on it and use it. Wouldn't say it's a tongue twister, right? But back when we built the T-bucket, the Speedway T-bucket, this would have been awesome for drilling some of the holes that we had to cut. I could just set it and forget it, especially on some long bar. Now, while it really excelled on the quarter, cutting these 5/8 holes here on this flat bar, using it above your head, using it sideways, all this stuff, I don't quite think the magnet on this particular unit is strong enough here. Now, this is, I believe, a ZT40. The ZT40, I believe, is the smallest of all the mag drills, and I believe it gets down to the amount of power up here in the brush motor that it comes with, as well as the mag power on the bottom. Now, there are much bigger units of this, again, this being the smallest one. The one thing that really got me on this one was, if you are going to drill above your head, which don't highly recommend that, the off button for the magnet is right next to the off button for the drill. So if you're like me and you're not paying attention, or you didn't RTFM, you could almost hit the off on the mag versus hitting the off on the drill. Now, well, it's really not that heavy. It'll give you a little bit of a surprise. Now let's talk about what it comes with. Again, this being the smaller unit on the end, this one only comes with 2 separate drill bits. Some of the other units come with larger stuff, all the way up to 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, all that fun stuff. This is only going to be a 1/2 by 1 and a 5/8 by 1. So this is really just going to get you started on just doing some of the smaller holes here. Now, I know our experiment on doing the drill press stand was flawed, so let me know in the comments section what you would do differently there. We did the pilot hole, we did the lube, we set it and forget it without anything, and it still walked itself down the bar. So was it a magnet issue, or was it a mistake on my part?